Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I can't believe that I've almost got 40,000 views on this YouTube channel, and that's because all of you girls have shown so much love and support for my videos. Thank you so much for that. I honestly don't know where I would be without the love and support you have shown this YouTube channel over the last year. I know there are a lot of people who create Descendants and Zombies videos and promise you the best videos and the best experience, the most immersive experience possible, or at least that's what they claim in their YouTube channel descriptions, and videos never pop up on their YouTube channels. Weeks pass, months pass, even years pass, and you never ever see your Descendants or Zombies videos that you were promised. I want you to know I have made a promise to each and every one of you who love Descendants and Zombies that I will go above and beyond the requirements of a YouTube creator to upload videos to you, at least one per day, on this YouTube channel. And that is a promise from my heart to yours that you can always trust in. One of the most valuable commodities in life is time, and how you choose to spend that time. That's what it comes down to. So you can spend the time that you have and are allocated with the ones you love, the person you love, and you can use your time wisely, which means to tell them that you love them, tell them how much they mean to you. I think it really goes a long way. Kindness really does go a long way, and I think a character like Bridget in The Rise of Red was the exemplification of kindness and power. Everything wrapped into one. Was Bridget, and I fell in love with her overnight because of that, because of just how kind she was. I got to a point in my life where I wanted to be just as kind as what she was, and she inspired me to be a better person. And through her message of kindness that we saw in The Rise of Red, I tried to relay a message of kindness of my own, because that's what I've always believed in, that there's never enough kindness in this world. You're going to have to forgive me because I am a real sweet guy, and what I mean by that is I will always allocate for more kindness to be shown to people who deserve to have kindness shown to them in this lifetime. I believe that everybody deserves to be loved, everybody deserves to be feel loved, and everybody deserves a chance in life. No matter what anybody thinks of you, you don't deserve to be judged, you don't deserve to be backed into proverbial corners, and I think that Descendants has done a fabulous job in training our minds to become stronger. And girls now are stronger because of Descendants. And if somebody were to say in the comments that girls are not strong because of Descendants, that's pretty much a lie. Because girls are stronger because of Descendants. Girls are signing up for the gym now. They are lifting weights more. They are signing up for the swim team, signing up for the volleyball team. Some are trying out for cheerleading, and it's just insane. I've seen girls lift weights that are heavier than what they are because of Descendants. And that's a true inspiration. And that's how people like Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker and Ruby Rose Turner should feel inspired. Because years ago, I don't think the original Descendants trilogy ever inspired anybody to join a gym or join the volleyball team or join track and field. It inspired people, but not in the way that the Descendants franchise is inspiring people now. Which is why I hope that if you lift weights or you are on the volleyball team or you're on the swim team, you will hit the subscribe button, because I would love to have so many people who are courageous subscribe to this YouTube channel and join this incredible journey that I have been on. You girls have put me on an incredible journey, and one that I will never ever forget. Having the honor to sit behind this podcast microphone and talk about Descendants and Zombies in the way that I have for the last year has been one of the greatest honors that have ever been bestowed upon me and given to me in my career, because I never ever thought this YouTube channel would see 5 subscribers, let alone 3,000 that I've accumulated. It's unbelievable. The support that you've shown this YouTube channel is truly something that I will never ever forget. I can't even put into words how much I'm blown away by the support that this YouTube channel has received in the last year. Without you guys, I honestly don't know where I would be. For sure, I wouldn't have 3,000 subscribers put up on this YouTube channel. I wouldn't be sitting here talking about songs like Life is Sweeter When You Are, Get Your Hands Dirty, If Only, and the profound effect that these songs have had on all of our lives. Just last night, I was looking at photos of Kylie Cantrell on her social media pages, and she looked so happy. And I'm really proud that all of us have helped make Kylie happier in life, because around this time last year, she was posting a lot of negative videos that gave us off a really negative vibe, and it really broke my heart that Kylie was taking to social media and she was crying in videos about her point of view about politics being taken out of consideration, her point of view on her fans and referring to them as cuties. People were taking exception to that, and I thought really it was unfair to Kylie. It was an unfair treatment, because Kylie Cantrell has always and forever always will be incredibly supportive of all of her fans. Actually, just this morning, I saw Kylie Cantrell. It's not even 9:05 a.m. in the morning here. Hey, Google, what time is it?
It's 9:03 a.m.
So it's 9:03 a.m. in the morning, and Kylie Control just recently posted a video literally 5 minutes ago where she's doing these TikTok videos where she's dancing, she's having a whole lot of fun, and she's never looked happier. And that's all I've ever wanted to see from Kylie and Ruby are fun posts where they're having the time of their life and they're living their lives. They should not be subjected to criticism like they have been. I think that Ruby was the best portrayal of the young Queen of Hearts that anyone could have ever gave us. I thought it was so fun watching her. There was just something about her voice singing the song Life is Sweeter When You Are that really brought it to life for me, just like I try to bring these videos to life. And I really do try to make these videos fun for everybody because I see the other Descendants videos and the other Descendants content that is uploaded. Most of it is AI. And I can only imagine how a little girl feels when she watches an AI video that really doesn't make any sense to her. The video doesn't provide her with the content that she wants, with the specific niche she's searching up the content for. And I thought you guys deserved far better than what you've been seeing and what you've been hearing in the way of reviews and criticism. If you're going to give something criticism, you should give a constructive criticism. Basically what constructive criticism is criticism relayed to the audience in a nice way. You know, if I were to come on here and I were to criticize Kylie Control's portrayal of the character Red and her performance, and I was criticizing it in a way where I was saying nothing but bad things about it, you girls would never subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I know there are some people out there that would go as far to subscribe to the YouTube channel because they would probably find it funny, perhaps. I don't know. With me, what you see is what you get. It's always been that way with me, and I think that there is never enough kind things said to anybody in this world. People are hardly ever given the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what happened because Kylie Control always talks about wanting to go back in time and live through the 1990s. I had the honor and the privilege of living through the 1990s. And I went to school in the 1990s, and I was very fortunate to have attended school in the 1990s because I went to school with a lot of great people. Now, 25 years later, you go to school, you're bullied, you don't know who's going to accept you, who's not going to accept you, who your friends are, who aren't your friends. People are always talking about you behind your back. You're always a victim of criticism no matter what you do or how you try to stand out amongst your peers. And peer pressure is always a consistent thing that always holds somebody down from accomplishing their dreams and their goals. I feel for everybody, and I want you to know that I know what you're going through, and I feel your pain. And I just wanted to alleviate that by creating these videos to relay messages of positive things and positive vibes. I think that never enough kind things are said to somebody. And I think that the Descendants script is the first Descendants script to really relay a message of positive vibes and positive things. Because like I said, you know, girls are stronger now than they've ever been before. More powerful than they've ever been before. They are not taking no for an answer. They're standing up for what they believe in, and they are stronger now. I have 3,000 girls subscribed to this YouTube channel, and I have to say it's an honor. It's an honor to know that 3,000 girls hear my voice every single time that I upload a Descendants or Zombies video to this channel, and so many people have been forever and always have been incredibly supportive of what I believe, because I really believed that you can be stronger. Even if somebody tells you that you can't be stronger and you can't accomplish a dream no matter what that dream is, I have always believed that you can be stronger and you will become stronger. Even if it isn't today, you will eventually do it. For example, if you go to the gym and you use the ab machine, what do you think is going to happen if you use the ab machine repetitively for 6 months? You're going to get abs. You're going to get abs stronger than a lot of your friends. A lot of people probably criticize you for it, but the thing is, if you work out hard enough, you are going to get stronger, and that's the reality of it. If you work at cheerleading, you're going to become the best cheerleader on the squad, the best volleyball player on the team. It's the reality of life, and I just want to encourage people, because I know that a lot of people have been left brokenhearted like I have. I can't even tell you how many times I've been left brokenhearted, and I know that a lot of people have been left brokenhearted so much so that it hurts so much. But pretty much what being left brokenhearted teaches us is that the guy that we were with doesn't really appreciate us for what we're worth, doesn't recognize our worth, and doesn't appreciate us for the soul that we had. Because really, a body is just a shell, and inside of that body is a soul that is sometimes incredibly beautiful. You can't see it, but you can feel it inside of your soul, and you know that kindness exists. And the only reason why we're left brokenhearted all the time by a guy is because a guy just can't understand us or appreciate us for what we're worth. All a girl ever really wanted is space in her life so she can make sense of her own life and her surroundings and the people in her life. All she's ever wanted to do is make a guy happy. A girl hurts when a guy feels pain, and all a girl ever wants to do is take away pain. I had a relationship a year ago where a girl, all she ever wanted to do was take away my pain. Now, because of obvious reasons, we can't be together, but the thing is, All she ever wanted to do was take away my pain, and I thought she was the greatest person ever for wanting to have to do that. And if you can find somebody, a girl who wants to take away your pain, then you have something extraordinarily special. And I think that's what Kylie Cantrell has always wanted to do for her fans. She realized that she had so many fans from so many different age demographics who were going through a considerable amount. And she noticed that. So that's why people like Kylie Cantrell and even Dove Cameron would go on social media. They would take the social media and they would relay positive messages and responses and replies to their fans saying that everything was going to be okay. And even Dove Cameron would offer advice about bullying. I remember a few years ago when a fan was being bullied and Dove Cameron noticed it and she took the time out of her busy life to tweet the fan back on Twitter at the time, now X. And she said, you just have to stand up for what you believe in. I too went through this kind of thing, and the fan felt inspired by it, and it doesn't happen anymore. It's no longer an issue for the fan. And I think through Kylie's TikTok videos of dancing and Kylie's TikTok videos where she actually speaks to her fans and connects with her audience, I think that's a very admirable quality for somebody to have. I wish more people like Ruby would go out of her way to go on X more and, tweet out videos of positive messages like Kylie does. We don't really see that a whole lot from Ruby. Ruby is not very socially active on social media, and I wish she was more. I've seen videos with Ruby in it, but Ruby is very silent. Ruby is very quiet, but the quiet girls are the ones that you really gotta pay close attention to, because they are going to be miraculous. They are going to be stronger than ever. And when Ruby finally speaks, Ruby is going to say something that's really going to move us all, and we're going to feel inspired by it. That's one of my greatest goals, one of my greatest gifts in life, is being able to create a podcast for each and every one of you where you could understand where the host of the show was coming from, because he established a connection with his audience. I've always loved establishing connections with my audience, and I've always loved telling you how I feel, what I may have been going through, and because of that, these Descendants videos stand out more. I am really excited about Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, because I think this is going to be the most powerful message of all. The most powerful message of triumph, accomplishments, how dreams can come true, and one can find their true love. Because if you read the Descendants books, Red does eventually fall in love with a guy, she does eventually get a love interest. I feel somewhat upset because I wanted to be Red's love interest in the Descendants franchise. I have not been signed to a contract with Disney yet, so I won't have the opportunity to do that. Either that, or I wanted to write for the Descendants franchise. There are so many opportunities to write new chapters for this. Don't ever let another critic on YouTube tell you that this is over and this is it, because there are going to be more Descendants movies created, and even if it isn't with this cast that we currently have right now, we will have a new cast. 15 years from now, they'll still be making Descendants movies. 15 years after the success of High School Musical, that was in October of 2008. In April of 2009, a year later, less than a year later, Hannah Montana, the movie, was released, and they achieved worldwide popularity. And actually now, 15 years after Hannah Montana's success, Miley Cyrus is discussing the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana, which happens next year. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. Point being, 20 years after the success of Hannah Montana and High School Musical, people are still talking about it. People are still raving about it. So 20 years after the success of Descendants and Zombies is seen, we're still going to hear it talked about, and people are still going to have something to do with it. People are still going to be watching it with their kids and say, this is a movie I watched 20 years ago. You may not understand what I'm saying now, but the thing is, as you get older, you will understand what I'm saying makes perfect sense. You'll have kids of your own. You'll be a part of a new generation. You'll be trying to introduce your kids to what you grew up and felt inspired by, and Descendants and Zombies is going to be one of those things. Zombies more especially focused on acceptance. Zombies more especially focused on how any dream can become a reality no matter what that dream is. And I really appreciated how the cast of Zombies really put a strong emphasis on that. They did a fabulous job with Zombies. And one of the greatest Zombies movies I saw was actually 2 weeks ago, Zombies 4: Night of the Vampires. I thought that was a great movie. I thought it was a movie that was completely blown out of proportion, but in a good way, because the music was great. The music got better from Zombies movie to Zombies movie. But this music that we saw in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, was fabulous. It encouraged people to be stronger. It encouraged people to stand up for what they believed in. And I felt I felt really inspired, and there wasn't a single moment that I was watching the Zombies movie that I wasn't interested in it. The conflict over the blood fruit, how the Daywalkers and the Nightwalkers wanted to achieve supremacy, and we eventually got to a point in the movie where Victor and Nova met each other after seeing each other in their dreams for what felt like forever. And I don't know about you guys, but I've always wanted to meet a girl in my dreams. I've always dreamed about a girl all of my life. For the better part of the last 20 years, every night in my dreams a girl comes to me. I don't know what her name is. I've never met her. I've met a couple of ghosts when I'd be out berry picking and stuff on top of a mountain somewhere, but I've never ever encountered a girl that I've seen in my dreams. I have seen girls in my dreams before, but I've never actually encountered one, and I would love the opportunity to. I thought that was beautiful how that was incorporated into the script, because it made the script seem that much more compelling and that much more interesting. Because if you have a script, and I know this from studying theater for what feels like forever, if you have a script for a movie that you present that makes no sense, then people are going to lose interest in it really quickly. And the audience isn't going to accept the new characters that are having the proverbial torch passed to them. And I like how people instantly fell in love with Malachi Burton and Freya Sky's characters, Victor and Nova, because that let me know that fans were still going to have an interest in Zombies 5 by the time we get to it. Now, the release windows for Descendants and Zombies look like summer 2026 for Descendants and summer 2027 for Zombies, because you have to allocate 2 years in between the releases of movies, but we will see Zombies 5. I don't buy into how people are saying that we're running out of supernatural creatures to talk about for zombies and see in the Zombies franchise, because if we got to a point where we saw zombies, and we got to a point where we saw werewolves, aliens, and now vampires with the new chapter, there is a point where we could see mermaids and witches. I'm not closing the door or closing the book on mermaids or witches, because witches have always been a part of anything having to do with vampires over the years. They have an illustrious history with vampires. We saw it in the Buffy the Vampire TV series, the Vampire Diaries TV series, True Blood. Every TV series having anything to do with vampires had something to do and tied in significantly with witches, which is why I'm really excited about the future of the Zombies franchise. I think that Zombies is going to be an incredible experience for everybody. I really do. And I hope that more people find these videos and more people subscribe to these videos, because these videos are going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to do my best to create the best Descendants and Zombies videos that you will ever see on YouTube, because I think that every Descendants and Zombies video pretty much sounds the same. You know, people have been reviewing the Worlds Collide Tour a lot on YouTube, and I guess that's what everybody is YouTubing now, footage from the Worlds Collide Tour. I had the opportunity to check out the Worlds Collide Tour. I love the Worlds Collide Tour from the very beginning to end. It was a 2-hour production. I thought the production initially was going to be 3 hours, but the production ended up being 2 hours. But the 2-hour production, minus the third hour that I thought I was going to get when I watched it, it really inspired me. You know, everything from Shrimpy to the special effects to the songs being portrayed by other people that they weren't originally written for. Everything just fell into place. I love the Worlds Collide Tour, just simply put. 5-star production, definitely 5 out of 5. I would love to see another Descendants and Zombies World Tour, with or without the original cast. I would love to see that. I was kind of disappointed that Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim sent a video message, but at least they weren't, thrown into the Worlds Collide Tour, and they were a part of it because they wanted to be a part of it. Now, reportedly, in some tour dates, they did make guest appearances at the World Tour, which was pretty admirable. It was an admirable quality, which really shows their devotion and dedication to Zombies and Descendants, which really lets us know how much the franchises mean to them. It's definitely had a profound impact on all of their lives, and I have a lot of respect for them for having done that. And now they're going to be sitting behind the camera, which is going to make it more exciting. I've always wanted to be the guy behind the camera. I've always wanted to be the writer or producer. And perhaps you girls can get me in, because, I've always wanted to live the Tom Cruise life. There's always been something about me and having wanted to live the Tom Cruise life. And I say this because I think that I just think it looks so exciting to dangle from a helicopter and shoot thousands of zombies and outlast thousands of zombies in a Last of Us or Walking Dead kind of experience, although I was never the biggest fan of the whole thing by the time we saw Season 5 of The Walking Dead. I played the video game, I watched the TV series, could never really get into it, but I played every video game having something to do with that, from Resident Evil to Days Gone to the Walking Dead video game to, what's the one I'm thinking of, all kinds of, Resident Evil was probably my favorite video game. But the thing is, I've always loved this chance to become enthralled with Descendants and Zombies. I think Kylie Contrell's portrayal of the young Queen of Hearts' daughter, Red, was a beautiful portrayal. I don't think anyone could have done it better. My favorite Descendants character of all time has to be Bridget. For forever, my favorite Descendants character before I ever thought of Bridget was Dove Cameron's character, Mal, and I think ultimately she became everybody's favorite character for just how she didn't care what anybody thought of her. I mean, she didn't care what anybody thought of her. Probably halfway through Descendants 2, she started to have a bit of emotion towards how people thought about her, but for at least 95% of the portrayal of the character Mal, Maleficent's daughter, she really did a fantastic job of what Maleficent's daughter was truly meant to be represented through. And that was vicariously through a character that didn't care what anybody thought of her. And then here comes Kylie Contrell after the story had been told and completed in the minds of the Descendants cast, and she did such a fantastic job with the character, the young Queen of Hearts' daughter, Red, because now, because of her, more people are stronger than ever before. And because of that, I have a profound amount of respect for the new cast of Descendants, because in interviews publicly, they admit to signing up for gyms. They admit to working out more. They admit to feeling stronger. Not just becoming stronger, but actually feeling stronger. Which is why I'm putting the call out for anybody out there that is athletic, who feels stronger because of Descendants, to hit the subscribe button, because it could offer incentive to a lot of people who are thinking about joining a gym, or thinking about joining the volleyball team, or joining track and field. Because I don't see the point of joining the track and field team if you're not going to run. To join the volleyball team if you're not going to bounce a ball back and forth. To join a gym if you're not going to lift weights. But I know there are people out there that do this kind of thing, and I know there are people out there that will hit the subscribe button because they want to offer incentive to people, and I think that's really cool. If I can offer inspirational thoughts and messages on a YouTube channel, then I'm going to do it. I'm all in for it. That's all I've ever wanted to do for 25 years, and I've been on YouTube for a very long time. I have had an honor bestowed upon me to have become the voice of Descendants and Zombies, and I just want to provide you with the best content and the most immersive experience and the most engaging experience that I can possibly do for each and every one of you. It's often been said that you have to reinvent yourself if people accept you for a way that you don't want to be accepted for, and you're feeling misunderstood. There's no reason for that. I think it's just another opportunity for you to get back up on your proverbial horse and ride it off into the sunset, because tomorrow is always another incredible opportunity, another chance for you to reinvent yourself. And I think that Descendants has definitely encouraged us to become more inspirational and to help each other, because really in life we have one life to live, and if we're put here on this earth and we have one life to live, I think we're put here on this earth to help one another and help each other make sense of what we may be going through, because there is somebody out there watching these videos right now who are feeling as if they've let themselves down and they've been let down by others. But the thing is, I think that life is challenging for a reason, because it's preparing us for life. And I think that's what Descendants and Zombies ultimately was trying to do. It was trying to inspire us, to get us ready for what we may encounter, what may happen to us in life, because we probably wouldn't be able to make sense of it at the age that we fell in love with the Descendants franchise. But I am forever grateful for this opportunity that this podcast provided me with, because I've talked about a lot of niches over the years, oftentimes niches that didn't make sense to me at all. But you got to believe me, I can create hundreds of Descendants videos that offer inspirational thoughts and messages, because in all honesty, I don't know where I would be without each and every one of you. I honestly don't. I'd probably just be some guy uploading videos on YouTube that really made no sense. Uploading videos on YouTube with no likes and no subscribers, but every video I upload, even if it gets just one like, it means so much to me. And every single time that somebody hits the subscribe button for this YouTube channel, I feel really accomplished, because one person who hits the like button or one person who hits the subscribe button, hey, that's one more subscriber or one more like than I had yesterday. And now that I'm approaching 40,000 views on YouTube, which will happen over the next week, I haven't quite got 40,000 views yet, but I know YouTube channels that were uploaded in 2016 that don't have as many views probably have, they were uploaded in 2016 and they have 377,000 views over the period of 10 years. I have 40,000 views over the period of 3 months to a year, which is an incredible accomplishment. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that, because I could be sitting here with not 40,000 views, not 3,000 subscribers. I may only have 500 subscribers that I had a month ago. But because of each and every one of you, I have 3,000 subscribers, and I'm edging ever closer to 4,000 watch hours. I'm edging ever closer to 40,000 views, which is incredible. You know, I don't regret having created this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is your YouTube channel. And what I mean by this channel is your YouTube channel. It is a channel where what you want talked about is talked about. The topics you feel immersed by and compelled by are talked about. This is your YouTube channel, and you can help make this YouTube channel stronger by hitting that subscribe button, by getting in on this conversation, because you could be the reason why some girl signs up for the gym. You could be the reason why this YouTube channel finally does see 3,000 subscribers, and you could be the reason why dreams do come true, because believe me, dreams really do come true. It's just a matter or not if you believe in the idea of dreams coming true, because a lot of podcast hosts out there aren't going to tell you that. $5,000 later, I have an awesome YouTube channel, and I have each and every one of you to thank for that. Thank you so much for this incredible journey that you girls have got me on. You are incredibly beautiful, incredibly supportive, and please don't ever forget that. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke. With me, what you see is what you get. It is a huge honor to be able to sit behind this podcast microphone and have reviewed Descendants and Zombies for however long I've reviewed it for. I think it's been for the better part of the last 10 years, and coming up in the next 3 days, 72 hours away from now, we'll be commemorating the 10th anniversary of Descendants. As we celebrate the 10th anniversary of Descendants, I am inviting you to join me for that on this YouTube channel. You will get a notification if you subscribe to this YouTube channel when that video drops, amongst every other video that will drop over the next 365 days, at least one video per day, because dreams do come true, and you are what makes everything happen in this world and helps me make sense of it all. I love you all so much. Let's go be kind to one another, at least for the next couple of hours. Bye, YouTube. We will do this again in a few hours from now. Be kind to one another.